100. Pump up your performance.
Sabi, with its forest-covered mountains and misty valleys, is where we go for the fourth round of the South African National Rally Championship, the Sasol Rally. With 41 cars ready to roll, it's the Sasol Ford Laser team of Sarah van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff who lead the field and will attempt to defend their 1992 Sasol Rally win.
Well, we've been consistently about 0.5% of the pace throughout the year, and we really need to build a new car to get competitive again. So it'll really be a better wait and see for me. I can't really mix it with the two front cars, but we'll be around there.
Now, you've got more horsepower out of the motor, but it seems as if you've got a reliability problem looking at the Castrol. Is that true?
Yeah, in the sense that we've probably gone over the edge, over the limit on the engine. And, well, the Castrol was the one time when we had an engine failure, so I hope that's not going to be repeated this time. But I think all these 2-litre engines are probably over the limit, and it's time we looked at a new formula.
So the slightly pessimistic Ford driver will lead Toyota's Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide into the stages. Behind them, Nissan's Hannes Grobler is off third. Enzo Kuhn in the second factory Toyota was drawn fourth, ahead of the pack of privately entered big guns. Toyota remain the only factory team left running two crews in Class A and remain hopeful for a recovery and championship points after a disastrous Castrol Rally.
Yeah, on our Castrol Rally we had a slight problem, which we solved that problem. And the car feels everything fine, so we'll see how it goes on this event.
Now, I hate to say this, but this event has never really been kind for you. You've had a lot of disappointment. You're going to change all that.
Well, I hope this year I can make a change. The last time I won it, I think it was with our Class B, the turbo cars, and I really favoured the event. And since then, we haven't done very well, but I hope it changes now.
The Toyota, with its bright new colour scheme, starts the 1993 Sasol Rally. The BP Nissan rallying efforts are down to one car, with Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd crewing the centre and hoping to break their drought of results.
Definitely, we're going to try and win this for Nissan, and we're very confident. I think the car is very good this time, and I think we can pull a win off.
Now, not having a teammate, does that put any added pressure on you?
Yeah, I think definitely it's putting more pressure on us. We've got a guy that can just drive behind you. If you've got a problem, he can take over. That helps a lot, you know.
And no one knows like Sarah van der Merwe, who manages and drives for the Ford team. We join him in France in the Sasol Ford Laser through stage 1.
Dip, followed by turn 90 second left. Point 2 to the dip. Dip here. Turn 90 second left. Ignore road to left, then fork right and T-junction hairpin right. Fork right, T hairpin right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point 2, ignore road right. Ignore road right, then turn 90 left before tar. Left before tar, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, caution ditch. 4, 3, flying finish on a right sweep. Flying finish on right sweep.
Just prior to the 1 p.m. start in Sabi, a light drizzle started to fall, dampening the road and giving Hannes Grobler a dust-free run through the stage and a winning time of 56 seconds, 1 second better than Sarol and Serge. Serge's teammate Enzo Kuhn has yet to put 1 point on the Class A championship log, and many speculate that his performance on the Sasol will determine his future with the Toyota team. The privately entered Golf Synchro of Jan Habich, driving with his regular navigator Martin Buerter, back after missing the Castrol due to a neck injury. Leon Buerter and Francois Jordan found themselves unchallenged in Class B after their most likely opposition, the Western Province crew of Brady Dabner and Graham Stook, failed to make the start. Eliseo Miranda and Tony Velaka Thomas, having been drawn 7th on the road and working hard in their colourful Golf Synchro. On to stage 3, 6.3 kilometres in length. Sasol fires up the Sasol Ford to bring the car under starter's orders. The crew needs to win a stage or two if they are to keep their position on the road. As Sasol blasts his way into the stage, he must be only too aware of the time set on stage 2 by Serge and Vito in the Toyota behind him. Serge ran in a time of 4 minutes and 16 seconds over the 8 km/second stage to take a 2-second lead over Sasol. Serge and Vito head the championship log by just 6 points, and that place is under serious threat. Their exclusion on the Castrol Rally makes their effort on the Sasol even more important if they are to successfully defend their 1992 championship victory. After winning stage 1, Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd lost a few seconds on stage 2. Here on stage 3, the Nissan crew lose 3 more seconds to Sasol and France. Habich and Buerter remain in touch with the front runners until right here on stage 3 when the Golf blows its gearbox, losing the lower gears. The Golf was unable to climb the steep pass with only the 5th and 6th gears remaining. Habich struggles with the broken gears, unable to find a gear low enough to get the Golf going, let alone up the hill. Eventually, he uses the lowest gear in the box, reverse. Eliseo Miranda, driving the sister car to Habich, soon passed the struggling crew, who completed half the stage in reverse and lost over 6 minutes in the process. Leon Buerter had lost his place to Miranda when he slid off the road earlier in the stage, a mistake that cost him 3.5 minutes. Peter Baragwanath and Charles Reeler scoring steady times in the X-Factory Shell Centro Coupe. Their time scored on stage 2 placed them ahead of Miranda on the scoreboard. Sue and Skalkberger leading Class C and climbing up the scoreboard fast. The second husband and wife crew, Ben and Isabel van der Westhuizen, in close competition with John and Sherry Saunders, both in front-wheel drive Class A Golfs. As the race for Class C honours hots up, Glenn Derman in the radio unit's Conquest slides dangerously close to the point where Leon Buerter went off the road. The crew continue unscathed. In stage 4, Serge experienced gearbox problems, an unusual fault for the Conquest. The Toyota service crew changed the faulty gearbox and front differential before entering stage 5. This relieves some of the pressure from Sasol and France, who lead the rally with just 1 stage to go before the regroup. The Sasol Ford Laser enters the 17.2 kilometre stage 5, a mixture of tight forest roads and open mountain passes. Sasol and France about to win their 2nd out of 5 stages. Serge's problems culminate in stage 5, retiring the Conquest with differential problems. Enzo and Johan must now carry the can for Toyota in the remaining Class A Conquest. Having overcome their off in stage 3, Leon Buerter and Francois Jordan recover in stage 4 and appear to be going well in stage 5 until the drivetrain fails in the stage and the Golf is left stranded on the side of the road. A reasonable finish on the Sasol Rally would have guaranteed a Class B win and points in the championship.
What happened there?
Clutch.
Eliseo and Tony passed the stranded red Golf for the 2nd time in 3 stages. Leon confirms that the breakage is terminal and car number 6 joins the retirement list. With Habich way down the field and Damso parked, Baragwanath and Reeler move up another place. Behind the Class C battle, the Class D front-runners Chart van der Walt and Jaco van der Linde have had their task made easier by the non-arrival of Terry Brand and Ralph Chadwick. Frank Lindemann has picked up serious gearbox problems, but the Uno of Paolo Piazzamusso and Neil Watt is running within the same minute as Chart and is, stage by stage, piling on the pressure. At the Sabi regroup, the cars get to service and we get to look at the first scoreboard posting. Sarah van der Merwe and Frans Boshoff hold a 20-second lead over Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd. The Nissan is reported to be running well, but is only 3 seconds on Enzo Kuhn, who is tied stages 2 and 3 with the Nissan. Enzo took a second back on stage 5. The two privateer Class A teams are locked in battle with only 2 seconds separating Baragwana's Sentra from Miranda's Golf. Under dry but dark skies, Sasol guides the Sasol Laser off the ramp for the second time that day. On this occasion, they have earned the position as #1 on the road. The dry roads have created a dust problem behind the Ford, as Grobler and Judd are about to find out.
200 turn off left, 100 turn off left, before the tar road, 90 left.
The dust becomes a minor problem as the Sentra snaps a rear drive shaft with 1 kilometre to go in the stage. The crew press on with drive going to only 3 wheels. 29 minutes of lateness is needed as the service crew sets about replacing the broken shaft. This places the Nissan well back on the road and deeper into the dust. Serge is on hand in the Toyota camp to help and advise his young wingman Enzo, while yellow gels are placed over the spotlights in an effort to fade the bounce back off the dust. In stage 8, Skok and Sue Burger end their Sasol Rally efforts when they roll the Class C Conquest out of contention. The crew emerge unhurt from the wrecked car, but are obviously overcome with disappointment. This promotes Hergen Fecken and Neil Fourie to lead Class C ahead of Glenn Durman and Etienne Lawrence. For Sue and Skalk, a long walk out of the stage. Jan Habich and Martin Boerter have driven hard, moving from 29th place at the regroup to 12th overall in just 5 stages. Sarel and Frans have used their dust advantage to good effect and have spread their lead to a minute over the Grobler-Judd Nissan. Close to 70 seconds behind the Sentra, Enzo Kuhn and Johan Seelang hold a safe 3rd place ahead of Alessio Miranda, who performed better through the night stages than Peter Baragwanath. All the classes remain closely fought.
This program is brought to you by Sasol Super 100.
The 1993 Sasol Rally awakens to a wet Saturday morning, and as the Promenade Hotel clock nears 8 a.m., Sarel and Frans prepare to depart. Any form of shelter would come in handy today, as the forecast for the Nelspruit area looks bleak. At exactly 8 o'clock, the leading Sasol Ford restarts the rally, heading for stage 11, a short spectator stage in the town of Nelspruit. Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd depart, knowing they have just 10 stages in which to change the current scoreboard placings. While behind them, a very keen Enzo Kuhn and Johan Seelang have their eyes set firmly on the Nissan's 2nd spot. Towards stage 12 near White River, the weather closes in completely, and soaking rains overnight have transformed the forest roads from dust to mud. The 4-wheel drive Class A cars have a distinct advantage on the slippery surface. Years of experience help get Sarel through the stage without incident, in a winning time of 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Behind the Sasol Ford Laser, Hannes Grobler skillfully steers the Sentra through the stage in a time equal to the Ford's. Behind Hannes, Enzo and Johan have started the stage. Traction is minimal, and the driver's ability to control the sliding car becomes a vital factor. Enzo loses 20 seconds to the leading two cars. The rain falls steadily, but the brave crowd enjoys every minute of the spectacle. Eliseo Miranda has an even greater disadvantage when their Golf Synchro picks up a flat front tyre deep in the stage. This gives Baragwanath and Reela the chance to close up on the fight for fourth place. For the smaller 1600cc front-wheel drive cars, the task at hand is even greater. Tjaart van der Walt slips and slides his way through the stage. Glenn Durman and Hergen Fecken are still locked in an ongoing Class C battle. Although Glenn and Dave are ahead on the road, Hergen Fecken and Neil Fourie still lead the class on the score sheets. In ninth position overall, the Class D Uno presses on. Paolo and Neil are able to make a few seconds on their target, Tjaart van der Walt. Having started the second day in 12th place overall, Jan Habich and Martin Botha once again attack the stages and the scoreboard. The mud and slush suits Habich's driving style and works to their advantage. Two long stages later, and the position on the scoreboard remains largely unchanged at the front of the field. The Nissan supporters brave the cold and damp conditions and turn out in force at the spectator points to cheer on Hannes and Douglas. Hannes has made no mistakes, and although the Sasol Ford remains elusive, the Toyota is no closer. Disaster strikes later in the stage. A flat wheel has now cost Grobler and Judd 2 valuable minutes and the second place they had worked so hard for. Hannes' expression says it all. The scoreboard after 15 stages tells the story. Van der Merwe and Boshoff have an extended lead ahead of Enzo Kuhn and Johan Seelang. The Nissan is demoted to third, but still 4 minutes ahead of the Miranda-Baragwanath fight. Habich and Botha are now in 6th position overall. Durman now leads Class C by 18 seconds, while only 10 seconds separate the Class D battle. With the final 5 stages still to go, Enzo knows he has his work cut out in remaining ahead of the frustrated Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd. The cars depart from the Sabi start control for the last time. By midday, the clouds have lifted and the roads have to a large extent dried out. Sorrel powers the Ford around stage 16 at an easy pace, far removed from and unperturbed about the fight going on behind him. Enzo and Johan get right down to business. The weather has changed to their advantage and they must prove their ability. This young crew are not just driving for a result on the Sasol Rally. Recent lack of form has put a question mark over the crew's existence as part of the Toyota factory team, and a good result on this rally would change all that. Piling on the pressure from behind, Hannes and Douglas are out to get back that second spot. We join them in car on stage 17.
100, turn off sharp, 90 right. Turn off hairpin, 90 right. To T left, and turn off hairpin right. Turn off, sorry, 90 left.
The pressure of the moment causes mistakes. And mistakes cost rally crews time. But despite that slide, which no doubt cost the Nissan a few seconds, the Sentra posted a time equal to Van der Merwe's of 4 minutes and 23 seconds. Enzo was a full 20 seconds slower at 4 minutes 44 seconds. The Sasol Rally moves on to some longer and more testing stages as the route swings south towards Nelspruit and the finish. Sorrel and France are driving to a plan. They've calculated a workable pace and now drive to finish, even if it means losing a minute to the pace being set behind them. Large rocks, rough roads and long drop-offs make stage 18 one of the most difficult on the event. While Enzo drives under caution from instructions in the route schedule, every second lost or gained may tell in the final results. Hannes must likewise concentrate on keeping the centre on the road. A mistake on this stage would be the difference between a safe third position or nothing at all. The Baragwanath Centra emerges fourth on the road, Miranda having retired with a broken gearbox on the Golf. Jan Habig continues to throw caution to the wind. From today's stages, he has won 11, 13, 14, 16 and 17. Hannes won this stage by 4 seconds ahead of Enzo Kuhn.
Extreme caution, road rough and rocky, sharp drop to the right. 100. Extreme caution, road rough and rocky. Nice one.
The fight for Class D honours goes on unabated. We are now in car with Chart van der Walt and Jaco van der Linde.
Left, go left. That's right. 100. Horseshoe left, rough, don't cut the corner. 100. Rough, sharp drop, don't cut. Don't cut. 200 horseshoe, keep right.
Paolo Piazza Musso and Neil Watt keep the gap to mere seconds as they throw the little Uno through the bends and passes. On stage 19, the van der Linde Golf loses gears and is forced to crawl through the stage, literally giving the Class D result to the Uno. But a 3-minute penalty incurred at a time control on stage 18 eventually locks the Uno down to 10th place, and the Golf, once repaired, goes on to win the class. All this drama is of course of no consequence to the leading Sasol Ford Laser, with Sarel van der Merwe at the wheel. Sarel takes no chances and backs off the pace on the smooth and fast final stage. This talented crew have against the odds given their sponsors Sasol their own rally on a plate for the 2nd year in a row, a rare achievement in this form of motorsport.
Well, we had no drama throughout the rally. Really, it was in 20 years of rallying, the only rally that I've had with absolutely no drama. And our plan was to go out and try and lead into the night on the first night, which we did. And we ended up leading the first night by a minute. I wanted to keep the minute back here. So early morning to this morning, I went quite quickly and we opened a bit of a gap, which I was prepared to concede. And then Hannes had a flat wheel, which all of a sudden left me with a 2-minute gap, and I was prepared to give away a minute over the last 5 stages, which I did. And like I said, we had no problem, and it was really, the whole thing went to script.
I've definitely had my load of pressure today. We've had a bad season, also starting towards the end of last year. And to break the jinx was really difficult. I was sitting there waiting for something to happen. And it just all went so well. I feel like a new person today, finishing the event, and definitely did a lot to the morale of the team, and definitely for myself means a lot. And, I'm very happy to be here.
The results reflect the efforts of a rally requiring both speed and endurance. The privateer efforts of Peter Baragwanath and Jan Habig are most commendable, given the conditions experienced. The Class C honours went to Glenn Durman and Dave Levkowitz, while Chart van der Walt and Jaco van der Linde survived all the drama to eventually win Class D.
This program was brought to you by Sasol Super